All right, here it is, the tactics episode you have all been waiting for. What on earth do we do with Meta in 2025? Well, my man Max Rosewater is going to answer that for you. This entire episode is about how to optimize for Meta using cost controls in 2025. We're going to talk about how to set your budgets appropriately, where to set your caps, which bidding strategies to use. Are we using min ROAS? Are we using cost controls or bid caps? And when are each most effective? We're going to talk about what to do before a sale and after a sale. He's going to dive into all the specifics, walk you through ad accounts. There's nobody better on the internet to teach you how to deploy the best practices on Meta in the year 2025. And of course, these episodes are brought to you by our partners at Motion and Sorol, two partners that we are ruthlessly committed to bringing to the public because we believe they play a critical role in helping you as a business expand your margin through both thoughtful creative reporting as well as influencer marketing. We're going to come back and talk more about them later. In the meantime, here's Max on Meta optimization best practices.
Hey everyone, in today's video, I'm going to be walking you through my recommended process for optimizing your Facebook ad account in 2025 using cost caps or ROAS goals specifically, or cost controls. By the end of this video, you'll have a clearer sense of how I approach scaling budgets, adjusting bids, and finding the sweet spot between efficiency and volume. Let's dive straight into it. So, before we start and jump into the practical steps of making actual optimizations, I want to define cost per result goal bidding, which is also, of course, cost caps. Now, you'll be surprised maybe by the way that Meta defines it. I think it's really important to understand this. Meta says the goal amount you provide is an average amount we try to deliver against over the campaign lifetime, while dynamically bidding as high as needed to maximize results. This means that the average cost per result may exceed the set amount. So you're setting your bid, and Meta may or may not exceed that cost per result goal because it is going to bid a average CPA over the attribution window, meaning that it can bid both above your CPA target that you're setting and below as well. And once an ad set has exited the learning phase, delivery should stabilize, and we'll aim to optimize your campaign accordingly to the cost per result goal that you specify, but it's not guaranteed. You may see costs exceed the goal that you set. And if you typically observe conversions over a much longer time window than 7 days post-click, you may observe stronger fluctuation in spend and CPA. However, performance should stabilize over time. And by the way, this does directly apply to ROAS goal bidding as well.
Okay, quick interruption to talk to you about Motion. One of my favorite things about using Motion is how quickly it gives me information to the kinds of questions I wonder about all the time when it comes to creative. So in this case, I'm looking at my Skullcandy instance inside of Motion. I can very quickly and easily see my performance across different asset types. This is the thing that brands are incessantly curious about, is how are my static images doing versus my videos versus my DPA or DABA in any given period of time. So in this case, I can quickly pull up, create a comparison type report. I can look at how much spend on images versus videos versus DPA and DABA. I can see the ROAS, the AOV across all these spectrums, and begin to provide those answers back to my customer right away. This is just one of many different reports that exist instantaneously inside of Motion app that our team uses to help bring creative insights to our customers to help produce more outliers.
All right, and one more thing before we talk about optimizations is going over the basics. I want to recap this to make sure we all are on the same page. You need to set your cost cap or your ROAS goal based on an assumption of an average order value. You can get this AOV assumption by looking at Google Analytics data of a landing page that you're sending traffic to, or just using the MSRP from the landing page if it really is that simple and you have one average order value, or use a blended average order value if it's a landing page with a collection of products. If you have a large variety of average order values on your collection page, you can consider using ROAS goal bidding as your bid strategy. Also, for step 2, calculate your daily budget based on your CPA times 7.14. This is just another way to calculate CPA times 50 conversions divided by 7. Reminder, the 50 conversions you need in 1 week to exit the learning phase, and 7 days being 7 days in a week. Lastly, let Meta spend within that structure. It's very important to get actual data behind the campaign and give the algorithm time to do its job. For example, you're literally saying, Meta, I want you to get me conversions within 7 days of a customer clicking on this advertisement, meaning you need to give it some grace and time to optimize and be able to learn and then gain those conversions from those customers. If customers are going to take a long time to consider purchasing your product, then you need to give the ads time to perform as well. Talk about making Facebook ads optimizations. Here are the 4 core ideas I'm going to talk about in this video. We're going to break down each of these. So one is assessing risk and how aggressive you should be with your actual adjustments to your cost controls, as well as the cost control rules and analyzing different campaigns, how you should do that and my best practices, as well as balancing volume and efficiency. And then lastly, I'm going to talk about sales strategy because it's really important and something often overlooked or maybe even misunderstood. All right, so let's talk about assessing risk and how aggressive you should be with your adjustments. So the goal overall is to adjust your bids and budgets as little as physically possible.
We interrupt this episode of Tactics to bring you a read from our partners at Sorol. Sorol is a complete solution that makes influencer marketing manageable, scalable, and profitable. You can take care of your entire program without having to pay for a ton of different tools, and it's amazingly user-friendly. I just want to highlight that I believe that influencer seeding is a must-do program for every brand that exists. It generates amazing organic conversation, generates a word of mouth, and allows you to generate tons of content that works really well in paid social. Let me walk you through the product and show you exactly why it's so powerful. Starting with discovery, Sorol helps you to discover the exact influencers that are perfect for your brand. Imagine you're my brand partner, Nike Strength, and you're looking for people who are great at creating content around what it's like to have home gyms. This builds you an incredible list of people talking about that content, shows you their engagement rates, their following, their growth rate, the estimated fare for delivery, and then allows you to easily manage these partnerships. Build an entire CRM board of every status of every relationship that you're reaching out to. You can build custom email drips to build communications, manage it in an inbox, all in one location, and then perhaps most importantly, track performance as you go so you can see the exact ROI on the program that you're developing. And this is just on the visual demand of the organic post. This doesn't even take into account all the potential there is to turn these assets into effective paid media promotion and build an awesome funnel of great organic content that supplements your paid media. Influencer seeding is a must-do for everybody, and Sorol is the platform to help you manage it end to end. And on top of the incredible software, they have one of the best customer relationship management teams I've ever seen. They're going to get on the call. They're going to help you make sure that the program is driving the outcomes that you want, immediately available for any issues that you're having. The customer service is great. The software is great. And it helps you to deliver one of the most important pieces of e-commerce brand marketing in 2025.
This is because we want to reduce human intervention on the ad account because Meta has significantly more data than we have and will always make a more informed and better decision than a human can make. And if you're off course, you can course correct quickly to reduce downside by making that larger adjustment. And you can get out of the learning phase faster because you hopefully won't have to make a bunch of adjustments throughout the week to try to get it into the right efficiency spot that you want. Next, let's talk about cost control rules. In general, with cost caps, you want to try to make sure that you are never limiting the auction inventory that your campaign can spend against. Meaning, if you have a daily budget of $500 and every single day you're delivering that full $500 and hitting your efficiency target, you're actually leaving money on the table that you could have spent while getting the efficiency that you need. You should be inflating your budget potentially 2 or 3 times that level of spend in order to capture more auction inventory and win more auctions for that campaign. And so the 3 rules when you're running cost controls is if you're fully delivering your daily budget every single day and you're hitting your efficiency target, inflate that daily budget 2 to 3x or as much as honestly you're willing to spend. Don't leave any cash on the table. Now, we've already talked about this a little bit, but I want to get really specific with balancing volume and efficiency, because this is the exercise that I do every single day and also train media buyers to do every single day. These are the 4 questions you should be asking yourself every day when you open up your ad account. Can I get more volume from this campaign? If so, can I be more aggressive in bidding to capture that volume? Or do I need better efficiency, i.e. lower CPAs? How aggressive do I want to be in lowering my average CPA range over the next attribution window? If you need more volume, you could open up your cost cap and you can be a little or a lot more aggressive depending on your risk tolerance there. And if you need better efficiency, tighten or lower your cost cap, keeping in mind that Meta will still bid above and below your target. So think about how conservative you want to be in that adjustment.
Hey folks, thanks for listening to this preview episode. To hear the episode in full, check out Admission at youradmission.co. That's YOURADMISSION.co.